Hey, how's it going, guys? This is the Red Pill News Dispensary. This is just a quick update. Trust me, I was really looking forward to doing a live tonight with call-ins. But the phone is still messed up, and I haven't had a chance to bring it anywhere. It's been kind of crazy around here, but I just wanted to touch on a couple of points. I might have to edit out this first few seconds before I get to the point, because hold on. See what we got here. Alright. Let me see. So, can you guys see me? Audio good? Is there music on? No music on, but you can't see me. Huh, that's interesting. So I have to go to this one. Now, is there music on here? Of course there is. Alright, shut that down. Alright. So, one thing we have to be careful about is propaganda. Not just from other countries, but from our own. Now, when we spot propaganda that doesn't add up, you have to be very careful, especially if you are reporting on it. If you're reporting on sailors, which is the term, because I just, people I look up to and that have inspired me. I'm just kind of worried that they're going down a rabbit hole that isn't going to lead anywhere good, especially considering we're talking about intel from a funeral, which, think about the propaganda that they put out. Forget about the propaganda that they're going to say at a funeral for these sailors. And I do feel for these sailors, as somebody who was part of the attachment to a submarine unit. I was direct support to subs when I was in Hawaii at the NSGA. And so, submarine guys, they're very, very tight-knit, no bullshit type of people. And, I honor every U.S. submariner and, every U.S. sailor. It's just a lot did go on that night. Something went on, right? We reported on it. We in depth talked about the Russian sub, which is called the Lost Sharik, and how it has a depth of 8,250 feet. The normal depth of a sub is like 2,000 to 3,000 feet. Some subs, some of the newer ones can go a little bit deeper, but this one was special. It can go very, very deep. Not only that, it had cloaking technology. It has, I know all this is supposed to be top secret, but you'd be surprised what you can find out with good sources. Also, this sub, we're talking about the Russian sub. Also, this sub is nuclear capable, which is why it is monitored as much as can be. The sub mainly serves as, well, they call it research, but it's really a spy sub with all types of capabilities to spy, cryptologists, things like that. It's a spy ship. And one way that you can spy on the U.S. would be, let's say there's cables on the seabed of the ocean. Well, wait, is it sharing on my face? Okay. So let's say there's seabed, there's cables, fiber optic cables, you know, because if you send a transmission, you send out a important message to a satellite that will bounce off and go to them. Okay, that's dangerous. You can encrypt it, you can do all kinds of stuff, but cryptology has come a long way. Cyber warfare has come a long way. Sometimes the most efficient way to communicate would be through fiber optic cables that are secure. For instance, in the White House, underground, they would have one maybe going to like the State House, or an important bunker that we might not even know about. There's so much underground, and along with all that underground, you can have secure communications, fiber optic cables. And that's exactly what I think was going on at that seabed. I'm pretty sure what was going on at that seabed. The only thing that I leave as a possibility besides that would be if there was somehow a way that they could disrupt the Earth, being nuclear capable. I don't know if they could like disrupt the Earth and cause earthquakes, because Dutch Sense followed it, and he followed this pattern, this earthquake that it kind of came along and it hit, I think it was like Alaska, and then Northern California, then eventually now we have the earthquake, and then the 5% chance, only a 5% chance, although I presented that as more realistic, take your fingers and toes and pick one, and that's, it's not as long as the chance as you think, and it happened. But it's still long odds that would happen. Yeah, it happened. 7.1. Something bigger happened. That's a 5% chance. Now, the chances of something happening are still 5% for a 7.1 or more, but for 6.0 or more, we're at 39% chance. Almost that's a 40 to 60 chance. 60% chance, no. 40% with 39% no. I mean, yes. So I almost wonder if Dutch Sense was onto something, because on his Twitter, I haven't heard further about it, but there was some type of attempt on his life or something like that. He called it swatted. They tried to swat him. I'm not too familiar with what he's saying. I think that he means take him out. And he was reporting exactly that from that Russian sub. Maybe they caused some kind of... well, I don't know if he referred to the Russian sub, but he said something is causing this and this coming. And it would make sense if you follow the fault. That's possible. I believe, because it's a spy ship, that they were trying to tap into the command and control, fiber optics, secure comms. And when that was found out, let's just say I believe that something, some type of signal, some type of weaponry we don't know about was sent that caused the fire. Maybe it was sent upstream up that cable, and it caused that fire and the gas. And I don't know how anybody survived that ship. I'm pretty surprised. But the thing is, one thing about the La Charique that people aren't really reporting is that a second sub, a regular size sub that you would, and a very extremely capable sub as far as warfare underwater, is with it. It's almost like you picture a mother whale and a baby whale. So the mother whale is on top and the baby whale is on the bottom, and that's how they travel. And that's for multiple reasons. One, obviously support in every which way you could think of. Two, it helps hide it. Not only does it have the cloaking and all that, it's very hard to find, but it appears just as the one submarine, whereas the Lost Shriek is right under it. So, I might be pronouncing it wrong, but yeah, Lost Shriek. I mean, even in this article, it says they don't know what sub it was. I mean, this thing is dripping with propaganda, and I see people reporting it as fact, and I'm just a little bit worried that people are going to get the wrong idea. So I just wanted to go live and say that. Let's go through this article. Let's kind of get a look and prop up in Gander. Get out of here. Really? Russian servicemen averted planetary catastrophe during nuclear submarine accident, military official claims at funeral. Now, I hate to be reporting on this with the funeral. It just feels, oh, that's horrible. Is this actual footage? Oh wait, that's something else. That's something in Sudan. The families of the 14 Russian servicemen, may they rest in peace, enemies or not. I don't really look at the Russians as enemies as much as I do the powers that be, if you know what I'm saying. I believe the Russians actually, in a lot of ways, understand that there are powers that be that are controlling things that shouldn't be. And I can vibe with that, but when it comes down to it, I'm an American, and I don't like it when I have to hear about catastrophes for Americans as well. Because, like I said, there's a second sub that defends the Lost Shriek, and the true heroes may have been a sub that tried to prevent them from doing whatever they were doing, whether it be, earthquake related, like some have said, or more so my theory with the tapping into, these cables are massive. The whole internet would run through it, like including secure comms. If what I'm hearing is true, true heroes are the Americans who stopped this crap, which wasn't some planetary disaster. You kidding me? What do you think, a sub is going to stop a volcano? A super volcano? What'd they do? They plug it with a huge tampon? You're going to stop an underground. You're not. Would they drop a nuke into it and that's going to settle it? I mean, come on. Let's get real. What planetary catastrophe did this sub stop? I know in one hand I'm saying, well, it could maybe possibly cause, some type of like earthquake chain reaction. Well, yeah, that's actually possible. I could see that possibly happening with certain technology, but stopping a super volcano or whatever crap they're trying to give us. I mean, listen to this. The families of 14 Russian servicemen who died after a fire broke out on a nuclear submarine after reportedly being told their relatives averted a planetary catastrophe before they passed away. Maybe from a Russian perspective, it would be a catastrophe if they were not able to, tap into these cables. And you know what? For all I know, maybe they were tapping into deep state comms. Who knows? But I don't think so, only because I want to be careful when I say this, but there have been sources that have said, including other channels have heard this, so got to be something to it, that a U.S. sub was involved, and all hands on deck were lost. Talk about this planetary catastrophe. A high-ranking military official is said to have made the comment at a funeral for the crew in St. Petersburg days after the incident at the Barents Sea earlier this week. The incident remains shrouded in mystery after the Russian government refused to reveal the submarine's name and its mission. I'll tell you, the Bolshevik, and they're pretending to do research, and they're really spying. On who? Probably us. Hopefully deep state as well. I don't know. But probably us. And then it was a Bolshevik. And it comes along with a second sub that's on top of it. Like a mama whale and a baby whale. That's the only reason that some survived. Is because that other sub was probably able to tug it up to sea level. And those guys were, actually I even know, there's different, what do they call them? Not ports, but, yeah, let's look it up. I already did a whole show on this, but I'm seeing some, people out there putting out, some information that concerns me. I want to make sure that people understand what's what. Let's see. I don't know what we're gonna get out of this, but let's see. So, oh look! All of a sudden, now they have this in here. Broke out around 8:30. Was extinguished by a crew. Fishermen reported that they saw somebody surface rapidly around 9:30. They met a Navy ship and 2 tugs. The vessel was later. Why didn't they mention the second sub? How do you think it got out of it? Come on, there's a second sub that's always with this sub. The incident was the worst loss of Russian life since the accident in 2020. By the way, they lost almost all their men, and it's a 25 men would be stationed on that sub. 14 have died, and I don't know if the rest are in great condition, because if there was a fire. And from what I have been reported, gases in that sub, they could have been exposed to radiation, inhaled these gases that does God knows what. And I'm sure the Russians have their best doctors working on it. But that death toll might go up. And by the way, Putin, he didn't meet with his defense minister. He actually canceled his meeting with the defense minister at the time, just to be clear on that. Let's see. So there's the fatalities that they are. So now we're not going to see about the what are they called? There's each compartment. They're called what do they call them? Port? No, not port. Here we go. This should do it. This might be able to do it. what are they called? Not ports, but it's gonna be in Russian. I'm trying to think. Port or pod or something like that. But anyways, there's different ports or pods, or it's a different word, but it's almost like it reminds me of something similar. I'll put it in the chat after, right? If you check back on my video when I talk about this, I talk about all of it. So there was a certain port. Port's not the name, but it's something else. It was actually port number 5 that could lead up. Port number 4 can lead up as well. However, that is most likely where the fire was, because of the mechanics of the ship. So port 5, that's the only way out. So anyone in that would have been able to get out. The other guys would be locked in, or already too late with the gases. So that's the only way they could have went up. And the mother sub, the only thing that confuses me is the mother sub being able to make that depth. So it's capable of 8,000 plus, but maybe it wasn't that depth. Maybe it was a depth where the other submarine could be right there on top, and when they were able to go right into the next sub, which is possible. Just the way these are built. You see this connects up into here. So not too many people reporting that, but I understand. People don't really understand. Me being in the Navy, I was actually never on a submarine, but I was direct support in Hawaii. And you see this? This is it. So here's the sub. All right, and you see how it goes right up in. All right, it'll connect right up inside the sub, and that helps hide it. Also, in situations like this, it saved 11 lives. So that's interesting. And what else do I want to say? Well, let's go back to the article. See what else they say. A high-ranking mill is said to, yeah, we said that, claiming them as state secrets. Well, sorry, I just gave out your state secrets there. However, the Kremlin has said that the accident was sparked by a fire in the battery compartment of the submarine. That was the compartment I was just telling you about, that there could be a port, but it wouldn't work out. Defense, and that's not it right there, I don't think. No, I don't think that's the sub. Although, maybe. It's 70 kilometers, so it's small, but only 25 men. Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said earlier this week that the onboard nuclear reactor was operational after the crew took necessary measures to protect it. So, he's trying to say that maybe there wasn't radiation, and his deputy, Andrei Kartopolov, also claimed the Hero submariners sailed a hatch to contain the blaze. These guys, wow. The Kremlin has not revealed what exactly occurred. I don't mean to lie. These guys, they did give their lives for their country, so I respect that. And as a military man, I respect that no matter what the country. Although I think that they were trying to tap into cables. The Kremlin has not revealed what exactly occurred or whether a major incident was averted by the servicemen's actions. Now that's something that I'll say didn't happen. They didn't avert a planetary catastrophe. If they call a planetary catastrophe, us continuing to have control of all communications, maybe that is to them, but they didn't stop a super volcano. That's all I'm saying. Let's be real here. Paying tribute to the crew at the memorial, the unnamed military official said the submariners have prevented a much bigger tragedy. Russian news outlet Open Media reported. Well, that might have been I think that's propaganda, or they might be hinting at what really happened. As if, as if they didn't, their sistership or brothership, however they say it, did not do what they did and take down a U.S. sub, because that's the word. And I know that you're not gonna find anything on it. I'm telling you, you're not. The last time a U.S. sub went down, it was a while ago, and it didn't come out for like 15 years, the details. I mean, there is nothing more, not nothing, but one of the most secretive things in the military is United States Navy submarines. Extremely secretive. If you're on a sub, you can't tell your family nothing. You can't tell them where you are, where you go, when, nothing. You don't know when you'll be home. You don't get fresh air. You're just in a sub. That's why you have to be extremely mentally strong. They put you through all kinds of mental tests and make sure you're strong in that way, healthy. I mean, if you lose your mind or get sick, they can't. There's so much money they're spending on whatever they're doing. They can't come up to surface to save you. They can't. You're stuck down there. So let's see, what else did I say? So they were buried. Yep. What remains unclear is how many servicemen survived the initial and how many died in the hospital. That does remain unclear, because I wonder. Citing an unnamed fisherman, the publication claimed the submarine was traveling quickly back to its base, but without obvious signs of distress. I bet you what they were seeing was the other sub, because the Bolshevik would be under it, right? So they'd be seeing the other sub, a bigger sub. But I just wanted to get some of the facts out there about this submarine, and some of the things I've heard to fill in the quote there: averted planetary catastrophe. I mean, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? I've heard everything from, super volcanoes, which I find to be foolish. That's ridiculous. And earthquakes, which I find to be somewhat possible. I think it's most likely trying to tap into communications that are extremely sensitive. And I'm kind of holding back a little bit on purpose, out of respect for sailors across the world, including the U.S. sailors, especially the U.S. sailors.